Italy turned on the style in the second half for what was a comfortable win over a spirited Namibia side. On his mark, let's talk rugby. At the start of this one, Namibia managed to hold on to the ball for the opening couple of minutes and they force a penalty. Swanepoel puts them ahead from the tee, 3-0. Italy then go down the line from a penalty, claim the line out, go on the attack. Namibia defend well initially, but then they get pinged for not rolling. Allen squares it up at 3-all. Then we have a great 50-22 from Allen. It allows Italy to set up a maul close to the line, but they don't get over because it was collapsed illegally. Van Jaarsveld gets himself a yellow card. Italy kick back into the corner, go to the maul again. This time they get over. Lorenzo Canone is the scorer. It's converted from out wide by Allen for 10-3. Then with Hooker off the field, Namibia overthrow a line out on the edge of their own 22. Italy claim it and put Garbisi through a massive hole to score. Allen converts this one 17-3. And what started out as a kind of a nervy affair, now Italy beginning to take control and put a bit of a gap between the two teams. But Namibia then come forward looking for a response. Still down to 14 at this stage. They're deep in the Italian 22. They manage to suck into the defence. Then Swanepoel gives a peach of a pass out to Monton. He gets over in the corner despite a decent covering tackle from Ioane. Conversions missed and we're at 17-8. Namibia then, they're competing well at the breakdown and they keep attacking down the blind side as well, and they're getting some joy out of that. Start working their way back into the game, and it feels like Italy, they need to go up a couple of gears just to avoid it becoming a bit of a slog. Swanepoel then loses an up and under in the sun, but it actually works out for him because the ball kind of hits him but doesn't go forward, and could have been much worse, could have been a big problem for him if he had a knocked on or something and then giving Italy another good attacking position. We then have a great carry from Fischetti and Namibia get pinged at the breakdown. Italy decide to go up the line to about 10 metres out from that penalty. The maul doesn't go anywhere this time, and the attack is slow. They're going to kind of one out carriers, but then they eventually knock the ball on. Namibia then, they come forward again, but their play is slow too. They are making some progress, but it looks like Italy are kind of standing off, waiting for an error. They're making, as I said, they're making some yards, but not really breaking the line. And eventually it comes with a knock on from Namibia. And it feels like, Italy could definitely be more aggressive on defence. And in the second half, they do step that up. They are more aggressive at the breakdown and just, their initial line speed as well. Italy then get their running game going for probably the first real time of the match on the edge of the Namibia 22. They're looking more dangerous, but Monton managed to intercept. Namibia are able to clear. Then Canone gets pinged for blocking. He basically is one of these where he stood in the way of the Namibian guy who was coming to contest the kick, and he gets pinged for it. So from here then, Swanepoel decides he's actually going to go for the post from 59 metres out. He absolutely wellies it. It's got plenty of distance. Could have got it over from 10 metres back, but it's well to the right and not even troubling the post. Half-time then is 17-8 to Italy. They're in the lead, but it felt like at that stage they needed to up things in the second half. Into the second half, and Italy do up the pace, and especially towards the end of the half. But at the start, Garbisi has a similar moment to Swanepoel where he loses the flight of the ball in the sun. Again, though, it doesn't have any adverse effects. He kind of juggles with it a bit and hold on to it, but nothing really comes of it. Italy then, they win a scrum penalty. kicked into the corner. They set up the maul from the line out. It fractures as they're driving forward, and Namibia do well to stop them getting over the line. There's then some one-out carries, and Lamb does then get over to score. Allen converts this one for 24-8. He had a great game today from the tee. I think he went 100%. And, at this point now, Italy just need one more try for that bonus point, and it will be job done for them. Namibia, though, they attack off a scrum. Stevens puts in a nice little grubber. Ioane goes back. It's one of these where he slides down, he claims the ball, he gets tackled, and then he tries to get back up without actually releasing the ball. So it gives a decent attacking position for Namibia. They go with kind of one out runners 5 meters away from the line, but not really making any progress. And Zuliani gets over the ball and wins the penalty for Italy. Italy then kick that penalty to around their own 10-meter line, and they attack straight off the line out. They spread it quickly from the right side of the pitch to the left. There's a really good pass as well, skip pass from Allen in there to get them on the outside. Capuozzo, he breaks down the wing. He's got Ioane outside him. All he really needs to do is draw the cover, give it to Ioane, and they're over to score. But he gives it to him before the cover commits to anything. And I'm thinking, oh no, maybe they've blown this. But then Ioane gives it back inside to Capuozzo, and then he ties the defence in knots and goes over to score himself. Again, Allen converts this one for 31-8, bonus point in the bag. Italy then almost had another, right after through Ioane, makes a nice break, but there's some really good cover from Swanepoel. After that, then Italy, they win a scrum penalty, kick it into the 22, set up the maul, and then they just completely roll around the Namibian defence. But Namibia do well to deny Zuliani actually getting over the line. Then Italy recycle, Riccioni powers over, but we have a TMO check. They rule that Zuliani lost the forward, but looked like maybe, it was actually stripped out of his hands rather than him actually losing control of the ball. But end result is that it's no try, 5-meter scrum to Namibia. Italy absolutely go after the Namibians in the scrum then, but Namibia managed to scramble out and get it clear. Namibia, then they win a penalty and they kick it into the corner. They go to the maul, but maul is just going nowhere. They spread it infield. Italy get pinged for a couple of offsides. They get a warning from the referee. Namibia then decide to go back to the corner. The maul gets a little bit of momentum this time, but it's mostly infield, like it's sideways, a little bit forward. The backs then try to come in and help them, but they basically help to actually collapse the maul. It's unplayable and it's turnover to Italy. And, that was really, I think, the last decent position that Namibia had in the game. Italy then make a breakout wide through Bruno. Looks like, they're certain to score, but he just about gets snagged by Malan. Then there's a bit of interchange from the backs. They almost get in the corner. Then offload, to keep the ball alive as they're going into touch. It comes back in field then, and this time it's Fayava. He forces his way over next to the post. Allen converts this, and we're at 38-8. Italy then add a sixth try through Zuliani. He just shrugs off a covering tackle and goes over to score. Again, Allen converts for 48-8, and thought maybe that's going to be the end of the game because we're like, a minute left or something. But both teams with the clock in the red decide they want to keep playing, and it ends up then with, Odogwu. He makes a break down the wing and, just has the power and the pace to get over to score. Allen converts this one as well for 100% kicking record. 52-8 is our full-time score. So for Italy, nobody's giving them any chance at all of making the knockout stages. So, what they need to do and what they did today is they need to win the other games in the pool and at least put themselves into a position that if they can cause an upset, that they will have the bonus points to be able to possibly take advantage of that. They did it today really well. It was expected that, Namibia would make it difficult for them in the first half. I think Italy did well to get those couple of early scores, lost their way a little bit, in the middle of the first half, but then the second half just went through the gears and, got the scores that they needed, and they looked a lot more dangerous in that second half as well. For Namibia, I think the performance in the first half was good. They were showing that, they could be competitive, but, that second half just showed why they need to be playing more games. I think there's only 8 tests that they played since the last Rugby World Cup, and, they need to be playing a lot more than that. They need to be playing basically at least 8 tests per year rather than 8 tests in 4 years to, develop properly. But you can see from the first half performance that if rugby is serious about actually growing as a game, and it's not just lip service, it's not just growing revenue for the tier 1 teams, if they're actually serious about it, you can see that teams like Namibia, there is potential there to make these teams competitive to the point where they could actually give, the likes of Italy and kind of the lower band of the tier 1 a game on their day. But today was not that day for them. Well done to Italy. And, Namibia, they're just going to want to try and maybe get a score in or a try in each of the games. I think that's going to be as far as they're going to go. But, it's not really their fault. They're playing the pride of the shirt. You saw that, it was fitness that let them down, not, lack of effort on their part. But yeah, great job by Italy, and they march on.